Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Crafty Simulations video. In today's video we're bringing out one of the giants of Microsoft Flight Simulator, the Just Flight Piper PA28-161 Warrior 2. We featured this one before in the previous video, and we're going to bring it out again because it's about time I went back to doing some VFR flying. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now, this channel is, or was, designed, themed, made around the whole concept of VFR aviation here in flight simulation. And I have done many videos covering Coronado aircraft, Just Flight aircraft, A2A aircraft, all under the theme of VFR aviation. Now, the whole idea of this was that when I came to create this channel, yes, I could put Eurofighter Typhoons, F-22 Raptors, B-52s, if they exist in the sim, but put all the aircraft in that, yes, exist as a simulation product, but I was never going to fly them. I was never going to even sit in the darn things. But these aircraft, VFR aircraft, little general aviation aircraft out of general aviation airfields, is more realistic to me personally. So that's what this whole channel was about. And yes, I know I branched over to different forms of aviation, but the key of this channel was always about VFR flight. And this aircraft here, not just the whole of the Just Flight range, but this particular aircraft here, the Warrior 2, was one of the first wow aircraft for me. Now I say this because I've flown A2A Comanches, I've flown the other Just Flight aircraft, and don't get me wrong, they are fantastic, but this was the first one that I flew from the Just Flight range. And I was like, this is brilliant. It's not a Cessna, it's still classic, and it is still simple to fly. And this is a kind of aircraft that you would literally be taking your first flying lessons in if you was learning to fly VFR here in the, well, in the UK, in the US, I dare say is exactly the same. So Just Flight came up with this aircraft, this product, many years ago. They actually came up with these aircraft under a different flight simulator, under FSX and P3D. But they've re-brought them back out again for Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and 2024. Now, they are not port-over aircraft. Before anyone says that, they're not ported. These are ground-up created for the sim, and they are some of the simply the best that you will get here in the sim. So I thought we'd go back. We've flown, what was it, the last video was a Heinkel. I've flown C-130 Hercules, I've flown numerous helicopters, numerous Coronado aircraft, but I thought I'd go back to what this channel was all about. And I'm going to do a series of videos again around the Pipers, because they have been upgraded and updated. There has been a few things added to them, and they are still some of the best aircraft here in the sim, under this genre of flight. Now, where am I? Well, of course, no other place I could do this from. I am back at Wickenby, home of my general aviation videos. For those of you who don't know, if I fly a general aviation aircraft, chances are it's from Wickenby, if the runway can support it. If it's a military aircraft, it's probably from RAF Waddington. If it's a civilian aircraft, it's a little bit too big for Wickenby, it'll probably be from Humberside, and they're all local to my sort of local area, and they cater for the different styles of aircraft. So I thought we could make this a nice Sunday video. So Sunday morning, yeah, come out to fly your little PA28 Warrior 2 and have a little flight. Actually, when this video was being made, it's actually Friday, but you know, it's a simulation, we can work with this. So for those of you who don't know, this aircraft is absolutely gorgeous. This is one of the repaints that comes with the aircraft. It is a British red designation here, Geopti. I don't know whether I featured this particular aircraft in the sim before or in the videos before, but I have featured even, God, I can't get my teeth right. I have featured the Warrior 2 before in early days of my channel, and it is just absolutely, the Trackir out to work. It is absolutely beautiful. I mean, Just Flight just knocked it out of the ballpark with this aircraft. Absolutely brilliant. And I don't just mean the aesthetics of this aircraft. Across the board, from day one, the Piper series, as I called them, were and still are one of the best series of aircraft here in either sim, hands down. I mean, the big question is it as good as the A2A Comanche 250? Well, you're not far off, if I'm honest with you. There's a lot of functionality with this aircraft. So anyway, let's move into the cockpit and let's centralise that, because that's wrong. So here we are. It's a bit warm, so I'll open that up. So here we are in a lovely red. God, I say, what a stunningly red interior this is. But anyway, this is the cockpit of the Warrior 2. Now, there is a whopping piece of new technology in this aircraft that I can't fly without, really. I will go on to the options for that in a minute, but this is just, I mean, I've covered this before. It's just a beautiful, well-created aircraft. And I'm not saying this to, you know, cover favours with Just Flight, but they knocked it out of the ballpark. As that's a saying I'm going to say quite a lot. I mean, you get the wear and tear. This is an old 19... Cool, when was the Piper Warrior even out? 60s? 70s? So in that ballpark, it's an old aircraft. And it shows it as being an old aircraft. Everything that you would touch is wear and tear. I mean, you've got down here where the armrest is, wear and tear. With the feet go, your feet will be touching these part here from the passenger and the pilot. Again, you get wear and tear. Oops, don't want to do that. You do get a rather polished throttle knob and a mixture control. We do not have a propeller pitch in this aircraft. It is that basic. Think of a Cessna 150, I do, or 152, I do believe. But very basic. One of the first aircraft, like I say, that you would be learning to fly in. And it is just absolutely stunning. Good leather work. Just wherever you look. I mean, I always like to look at the condition and the effect of the seating. I know, it sounds weird, but we all, as flight sim people, look forward because that's where we're looking generally. But how good was the development when they came to creating this? It's just a really good 1970s, I think, fashion. A little bit of wear and tear. Again, fashion. It's reliable and it is exactly what I would expect. This is a 4-seater, I do believe. A little bit dirty on the roof, but again, it's all believable. And that's the big thing. It is believable. Did I click on that? Probably for opening the door. Can't remember exactly how. We do only have one door in this aircraft. You do have to come into through the passenger's side of the aircraft. But anyway, we've covered the instrumentation on this aircraft before. It is extremely basic, but is capable of teaching you the basics of flight, of navigation, and of long distance flying to VFR heights. Now, like I said, we do have these things here. These are Garmin GNS 750s, GNS 750s, yeah. To swap these around, we have a little, thank you, do a license check and all that. So we have this here. This is the panel of the thing. If I go back to this, yes, this is the home screen for it. So we do have a fair few options here for our perusing. So we have this one, Simbrief. Again, neither here nor there. I'm not going to be using Simbrief. We do have a map. This is a moving map. So we are currently sat at Wickenby. I will not be using this because I know the local area-ish. We have charts, which are obviously corrected to the Navigraph. I have had a Navigraph update, actually, so that should probably be available when I do that again. There's quite a few updates in Navigraph for the last few days. So this is the main aircraft section, so we do have this across the Just Flight range. I think even like the Hawk even has this kind of setup as well. So we have various aircraft states that we can click on to make the aircraft ready for takeoff, ready for start, and cold and dark. We have some maintenance, so we have the oil quantity, battery volts. Yeah, that's all. That 12 volt, that's better. Warnings, prime fuel flow required. I didn't know that was actually there. So much I know. We do have a co-pilot, which we can put in. Again, you just saw the aircraft move there. That's simulated weight. So if we go outside, he's not there. That's because I haven't started anything up. So we'll get rid of the co-pilot. We're not going to have anyone. So we have an auto fuel selector. I think I'll have that off. Thank you very much. So these are the options for the GPS. So at the moment, I'm running the PMS 50 GTN. GTN 750, that was what it's called. So we do have the antiquated way of doing things. So this is the GPS 100. This is how things were back in the dim dark past. So we're used to all these kind of things. So COM1, COM2, NAV1, just nav. So I would assume that was nav 2, but hey ho. Transponder down the bottom here. What else we got here? It was GPS. That's your GPS unit. The GPS 100. Gosh, truth. I have no idea. It's a Bendix, I know that much. No idea. An ADF equipment, so that's obviously navigational business. So click on it again. So we can have WT GNS duals. So that's GNS 530s. Again, I'm not a fan of the GNS 530. I think I might have mentioned that a few times. So we have twin GNS 530 and a GNS 430. Moving over, then we have the. So you want a 530, but you still want the comms, is this? Yeah, so I have a COM2 and nav, and still got the transponder down the bottom here. We then have the TDS GTN NI. Yeah, I couldn't even say that. I'm looking at it and couldn't even say it. I think I've got that. I don't know if I might have removed it. I wasn't a 100% fan of it. And then my personal favourite, the PMS50 GTN, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So then we have state saving, HSI enabled. Yeah. Well, HSI, thank you very much. Trim sensitivity, we have yokes. So at the moment I only have a left yoke. So we can put the right yoke back in again by clicking on there, or we can click on something just right here, is it? Yeah, there we go. So we've got a click spot just down here to remove it. Equipment, we have chocks, tie downs, tow bars, and wheel fairings. So we'll whack those all on, and that's for an external look. So there we go. Now we have the tie downs, tow bar, the chocks are probably buried. I think the chocks are somewhere there, I think. Yeah, chocks down here. And we have the wheel fairings. Now, the wheel fairings would be put on. They do actually have an aerodynamic effect. This aircraft would go a little bit quicker if you had the wheel fairings on. I personally don't like the look of it. It just doesn't float my boat. So we'll remove all them before I forget. We have cabin doors and baggage doors. Click on those. Opens, would you believe, the cabin door and baggage door. And we have flight info. So at the moment, we have a tailwind of 3 knots, no crosswinds, and we're not doing any speed because we haven't moved. So we should get rid of all that. Where was we? So we have notes. We can. I think we do stuff here. We can actually. Yeah, there we go. So we can write stuff. Obviously, if you listen to air traffic, which I don't use in these videos, you can write stuff down as air traffic starts spilling out information. So we do have a checklist. So we have the pre-flights, the pre-flight exterior, before engine starts. These are all stuff. So let's have a look. So we'll have a warm start. There you go. So that's all the stuff we have. And I do believe, yes, we can click on stuff as we go through the stuff. Very simple aircraft to start this up with, so you shouldn't be worried about that. We have a TOD calculator. Never used that in my life. And we have settings, so we can change some basic stuff. So, and to remove that, just click the icon. And it doesn't matter the aircraft. I do believe the Hawk might be a little bit different, but all the Pipers all have this ability to press that little tag there, and hey ho, it is gone. So anyway, like I say, we are at Wickenby, my home for general aviation flying, and I'm going to leave you for a few minutes while I get things set up, and then we're going to go for a little flight in the local area, and hopefully come back here to Wickenby. So I shall see you in a few minutes. Or for you, it'll be a few seconds. For me, it'll be a few minutes. Right, welcome back to the frankly amazing Warrior 2 by Just Flight. So, we are currently sat on a little parking area here at Wickenby. The main runway is out just pretty much just up there, really. It's not very far for this taxiway. So, let us get rid of that for the time being. Just checking everything. Right, so we'll have battery on, alternator on. Anti-collision lights are on. Running through in my head. Fuel tank, that might be useful. So we'll set the left tank. So just see the tail. There we go. Right, so controls are free. Mixture works. Throttle works. Crack that a touch. Fuel pump. So, right, So we are showing left tank is full, right tank is full. Everything else is correct. If you're wondering where the avionics switch is, and yes, I was the same when I first got this aircraft, it is quite a hidden location. It's actually hidden behind this doohickey. So when we get started, I will swing the view over and you can turn on the avionics. So mags are set to both, and they are. Parking brake is set, and it is. So we are clear on the left side, clear on the front, clear on the right side. Any obstacles around us from the rear? No, there is not. Throttle half-inch open, mixture is set to full. Well, last thing to do is pray to God this thing starts. Clip up. And we have a good start. Right, so like I said, the avionics is a hidden little bugger. So if we swing over here, and that is the avionics switch there, so we'll let them power up. Shut that up and latch it. We are latched on the doors, correct. So we'll be squawking, we will be squawking 7,000, you're right. And we'll set that to altitude. Flight pan, EG, November, Wilco, Wickenby, enter. So we've now got the same location. Set to map. And we know the route to the runway, that's perfectly fine. No, we don't have a weather radar. But we'll set that to the nearest airport just in case if that's going to load up. There we go. So just in case we have any issues, we'll zero our altimeter because we are staying in the local area. Right, so instrumentation, EGT is fine, speed is fine, artificial horizon is fine, altitude is done, not doing navigation, VS is fine, everything else is fine, compass is fine, mags are currently set through to both, currently idling at 1,000, which is what we want. Back in touch. Are developing ampage? I never can work it out what I'm supposed to say on that. Right, so we don't need pitot heat. Won't need landing lights. I'll just blind everyone. Right, so did I put the flaps up? I did. The flaps are still up. Flaps are now confirmed as down 1 notch. So let's roll out to the mudway. Always check your brakes. It's the last thing that's going to stop you. Do a little bit of a rudder wiggle. And we're all good. Traffic we haven't got. Don't worry about cars. So like I say, of the Piper aircraft that Just Flight released, I think this is now officially the second easiest. They did release the PA-38, I want to say. I have featured that one on the channel before as well, so I might have to bring that one back out again. So there is, like I say, 3 aircraft in the original Piper series, ranging from the basic to the quite advanced aircraft actually in the Piper range. Now, if you're interested in purchasing these aircraft, they are available obviously on Just Flight's website. I think they're available on the marketplace as well. And there is sales. Now, this is what I will say now. Wait for, unless you really are desperate for these aircraft, and quite frankly, they are fantastic. if you can wait for a Just Flight sale, because you can pick these up as a package and you can save like £20-25 across the whole range. It's a really good way of saving some money. Crafty simulations, financial advice. How ruined are you? You have to pay attention to that. Right, so batteries on, alternators on, fuel pump is now coming on, landing lights are on, pitot heat is not required, anti-collision lights are on. Flaps are down one stage and confirmed on DD, if I can see it. Yeah, it's on both sides, that's good. Mixture is set to full, fuel pump is not happy. Transponder is squawking 7,000 on altitude. So we are going to stay in the local area. We'll probably disappear out towards Scampton and then swing back round towards Wickenby. That's my plan anyway, so we'll be doing a right-hand departure out of runway 21. So, harnesses are latched, door is latched and secured. Nobody else is brave enough to be in this aircraft with me. Let's roll. And for those of you that haven't seen Wickham before, there is a nice hump 3/4 the way down the runway. We will be getting airborne via that hump if we're not careful. Just running through the top ends, we're taking off on the left tank. Everything is set. So, we are good, let's roll. Full throttle. And airborne. It's that simple. Positive rate, 80 knots and climbing, .200 foot flaps coming up, good visibility, heading for 90 knots. Right hand turn. Passing 500 for 1,000. Passing 700, holding 90 knots. Flaps are up and checked. Trimming the aircraft. So, fuel pump is now coming off, landing lights are off, anti-collision lights still on, pitot is off, flaps are up and checked. So, instrumentation checks, oil temperatures are fine, the fuel pressure is good, fuel tanks still good, and we are on the left tank still. So there we go. It is that simple to get one of these aircraft in the air. I'm not saying it will be that simple in reality, but we're doing good. The sounds of this aircraft, Just Flight really did nail it with these aircraft, because it doesn't matter which Piper you fly, the sounds are really that damn good. So obviously, like I said, this is a rather basic aircraft with a more advanced avionics setup. Obviously, I've seen aircraft before that are basic for a reason. They have basic instrumentation. This aircraft does have the option with the Just Flight panels there to change to your navigational preferred navigation device. Me personally, the PMS-50 is just about as good as it gets. But if you move up to the other two Piper aircraft, you end up with more advanced features like folding undercarriage, like a propeller pitch lever. You start to have and more instrumentation, and there's more speed. With more speed, there's more altitude. This is more of a geared up aircraft for your first flying experience. And if you're interested in VFR flying, I would highly recommend purchasing this aircraft, because it will teach you so much. Figure around with the old PMS-50. It's a great system, absolutely fantastic system, and paired up with the smaller unit to the right there, it really is a very, very good device. Obviously these aircraft are susceptible to weather conditions, and I think Just Flight really did get it right with the way the aircraft handles, as well as the sounds and the looks, the handling effects of this aircraft in crosswinds, in turbulence. I can't remember what I've got the settings for this turbulence. I don't think I've got it set to the worst it can be, but you can get buffeted around in this aircraft for sure. Obviously, being a Just Flight aircraft, if you pop onto flightsim.to, there is a billion repaints for these aircraft. Doesn't matter which of the Piper range there is, there seems to be always a lot of repaints for them, based all around the world. I think I can see Wickenby up in the distance there, just slightly off our nose, off 12 o'clock towards 1 o'clock. So we're not going to make a straight in approach, we will be making a pass over Wickenby, and it is at Waddington then, and then going into a right hand circuit. Now obviously that hump is a bit of a problem if we haven't got the aircraft down on all three wheels and slowing down sufficiently. That hump will cause issues, so we do have to be aware for that. So we'll get ourselves set up for landing, so we'll have the fuel pump is on, landing lights are on, Peter heat is not required. Fuel across left and right tanks is, we were flying full of full tanks, so we would swap over to the fullest tank for landing, but there isn't really much of a need for that. So we can still fly in on our left tank. Holding above 80 knots. Still managing our descent. So I always like to say that the Cowes DA42 is probably, in my personal opinion, one of the best aircraft of all types for Flight Simulator, but I would seriously be saying that Just Flight Piper range is not far behind. Obviously Burning Blue Designs created Wickenby. Featured quite a few times now on the channel. And again, if you are into VFR flying or general aviation flying, check out the Burning Blue Designs website, because some of their creations are just simply put out of this world. In fact, there is a series of videos I've created for the tour videos touring around a lot of the Burning Blue Designs creations. And they will show you some of the details that go into the creations of the scenery. So anyway, we'll have flaps down to one stage. Confirmed. Runway's in sight, 3 o'clock. So, final checks, landing lights on, fuel pump is on, Anti-collisions are on, Peter heat is not required. Flaps are down, 1 stage approach, that is confirmed. We'll be landing on the left-hand tank. Got plenty of fuel. Known obstacles for Wickenby is the hump. We do have a few trees and such to worry about as well. Ways in sight. That's going down to landing. Airspeed's 80 knots and falling. Good altitude, good speed. Holding. Wheels down, brakes, and we're controlled. Here comes the hump. You can see how that hump really does upset the aircraft if you hit it at speed. So there we go, on the ground. So flaps are selected, retracted, fuel pump is now off, anti-collision lights, oh, sorry, anti-collision lights on, landing lights are off, heater heat is still off. Taxi to in front of the tower, usual parking area. Parking style. Right, so parking brake is set and on, anti-collision lights coming off, alternator is off. I think that's what I can see. Oh, I've got the button install switch, thank you. Sorry, Trackir up. Right, that's off, that's off. Battery's coming off. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Probably one of the best starter aircraft for your general aviation VFR flying. I seriously cannot find an aircraft. I was going to say one is better. I mean, the A2A Comanche, is it better than the Just Flight Warrior? It's a different class of aircraft. The Comanche 250, folding undercarriage, propeller pitch, more built for long distance flying. I would say in the basic market, in the basic Cessna 152, 150 area, this is still probably one of the best aircraft. Just Flight really did good. And if you want to go and try something a little more advanced, there is the other aircraft in the Piper range. There is one underneath this, I think it's the PA-38, I can't remember, Tomahawk, that's it. There's that aircraft, so that's even more basic than this aircraft. But you do also have some more advanced, 2 more advanced aircraft in the fleet. So please check out Just Flight. They have got some fantastic general aviation aircraft, some fantastic military aircraft as well. And I do believe they are available on the marketplace. But like I said at the start of the video, if you are interested in these aircraft and you can wait for one of the sales, because you are guaranteed to save money on if you're going to purchase the whole fleet of aircraft, the whole pack of aircraft. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments, please bang them below. I'll drop a link for the aircraft to the Just Flight main website, and I'll drop a link to Burning Blue Designs awesome Wickenby in the link below, in the description below even. If you have any questions or comments, bang them below as well, and I'll quite happily talk about them. And yes, I've had an absolutely fun day flying this aircraft. It's gone back to, from military aircraft, historic military Heinkel's and all the rest of it, we've gone back to what this channel was all about. VFR aviation in simulation. So, stay safe, stay tuned for another future Crafty Simulations video, and I'll see you next time.